Okay, so welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be a little bit weird compared to my usual ones, simply because it's the first game of Season 8, and I was initially gonna do a live commentary over this game, which this, by the way, is the first game I've played this season. In the actual Smite launch, I have played PTS, like a few games here and there, and tested quite a few things out. But this is the first official game, so I kind of wanted to get a look at it. And I think the best way for me to do this is honestly just commenting or spectating the actual game and go from there, because there was a lot of things happening and I kind of want to talk about the general feel for the game and the general feel for the map and how all that stuff works essentially. Okay, without further ado, roll the intro. Okay, so like I said, first game of Season 8 here, I'm playing Fenrir jungle, just because I'm most comfortable with jungle, and honestly I've been testing out a lot of builds with Fenrir, and I found something I thought were pretty broken in PTS, so I kind of want to test it out in actual Season 8 gameplay. We're up against a pretty high rated team, most of them are Diamond Masters Conquest borders, so definitely not a low elo game. Like I said, I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes in this game simply because I'm just trying to get a feel for the map and how to rotate and stuff. So you will see a lot of mistakes, but right now I'm starting, I don't remember what that item is called, but it gives me more damage towards jungle buffs early at least. And the main reason I picked it up is simply because the upgraded version is pretty good. It also gives me a ward when I kill buffs, which is pretty good for vision. So yeah, there's a lot of changes. I don't know how many I'll actually go into. I'll leave the patch notes in the description if you guys want to check it out. Every buff spawns at 20 seconds now, which is interesting. Obviously, it's a huge map, so rotations is super important. And right now, like I said, I'm just trying to clear the buffs and figure stuff out. I'll admit, the first 5-10 minutes of me playing this game, I was so terrible. I just died for the stupidest reasons, and I think I die here as well. Yeah, just going into aggressive, and that just killed me. So that is typical. But eventually I'll get the hang of it and do pretty well, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, team comp wise, I'd say we have a pretty solid team, so do they. They have good single target damage, they have good AoE damage. They also have people to peel for them. I'd say CC is lacking a little bit, but as long as Curb and Poseidon does their job, it's not really a problem for them. I think our team looks pretty good. We have a bit of everything. One thing I noticed, it's very easy to kill buffs, which I kind of feel like it has to be, because in a way I feel like you're forced to go what's essentially Assassin's Blessing in this new season, which gives you mana and HP for killing a buff. Because even with me having 30% increased damage towards jungle buffs, having my life steal and all that stuff, I still find myself having to pick up multi-parts and mana parts for the early game when clearing buffs, which is kind of annoying. But I think it's just a small sacrifice for my late game, if I'm being completely honest, because right now I can just chill, farm, and still get a lot of XP, and yeah. I think from my experience so far, people are kind of scared to gank as a jungler, just because if you fuck up essentially, it's just a really bad loss for you and your team really, because it'll take you so long to get back. You kind of have to be close to the lane where something is going on if you have a chance of doing anything. And I think Arachne is just doing the same thing, trying to get a feel for it, and yo, that Poseidon just destroyed me, Jesus. But yeah, anyways, pretty even game so far, I'd say. We're doing a good job of farming. I'm just dying, like I'm 0-2. I'm trolling at this point, but then again, being a jungle is pretty good because I'll just get so much farm that it doesn't really matter. I think Arachne gets ahead of me this game, which is good. She's going for the same build as me, or like the same starter item, which is interesting. If I remember correctly, there's like 42, 46, 48 starter items, which is insane. In total, if you consider all the trees. So there is like 3 main routes you can go, 3 main starter items you can go in each role, essentially, and there's one that's like mutual for everyone. Although you can pick up like a support starter item in mid if you want to. So you have a lot of options, which is also why I think people are very careful about how they do things. One thing that's really interesting is the scorpions, right? You have those in the jungle, which essentially gives the buffs on your quadrant side of the map. So that'll say, let's say I take the one on our right side. Okay, that's pretty good. I got my kill. I think I'll be able to get out. Anyways, yeah, I'm out, I think. If it doesn't have a blink. So yeah. Where was I even going? Okay, he had a blink. Anyways, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Poseidon is really fed in this game, which is not good at all. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, scorpions. So if I kill the one, yeah, let's say on this, like, our left side of the map, essentially the blue buff and speed buff will get a buff to them when you kill them, which is actually really significant. Not really on the speed buff, I think it's like 20% or 10% crowd control reduction, which is okay, but like considering all the other starter items, or like buffs you gain, it's not really that beneficial in my opinion. But yeah, like everything feels real fresh, and the more I played this game, the more I enjoyed it, I remember, which is good. Like I said, I wanted to do the first game I played just to get a feel for it. I got a double kill, which is huge for me. I'll be able to stack up my lead from this, I think. Also, I think I'm going Jotun's here just because it's buffed. I just think it's a super strong item right now, if I'm being honest. Maybe one of the strongest pen items right now. Obviously, you'd need to go beat stick because of healing. Like them not having any natural heals per se, other than like Kerberos and Arachne. And considering how strong Jotun's is, I think it's definitely the right option to go. The cooldown is also very nice. And the mana sustain. So you have those, which essentially it only boosts your quadrant of the map. And also you have the 2 lesser scorpions. Those in the jungle is called greater scorpions. The ones in the lanes is called lesser scorpions, which is essentially... Oh, okay, this is going to be interesting because this dude is powerful. Okay, good old Bakuku. Am I going to go in? I'm mad lad. Okay, I'm out. Want to make something happen, I guess. Because Soul is kind of interesting right now. Poseidon is just really fed, which is essentially my fault. Oh, can we get a kill? Let's go. Huge that I got that kill as well, and I'm getting all the kills apparently. Okay, that's really good for our team. And Arachne is in the left lane. I don't know if Arthur is dead, but like then again, the map is so huge, I'll never get there in time, and if I do, I only have mana for like 2 abilities. So yeah. Lesser scorpions, you have one in the solo side, which is like in the middle, and then you have you have 2 in duo, which is kind of a little bit closer to your tower essentially. which is kind of interesting because it has like 2 functions. Like you kill it once and it goes into this state where it essentially has to be basic attacked 3 times before it dies. And after you have like killed the first stage of it, I guess, it basically gives like an aura around it which heals you for like 10 HP every second for like 10 seconds or something. But after that 10 seconds it kind of spawns back to like actually taking damage. Or you could just kill it straight away and get a little bit of XP, I believe. I don't really like that, not in the dual lane. Like, I can see why that's the thing in solo, and I think it can make for some interesting plays, but I don't really know about the dual lane about that, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't played a ADC yet, so I don't really know. I think this tower is lost actually, which is very unfortunate. Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to farm. I'm trying to talk a little bit about the items and maps as we go on, and also focus a little bit on the gameplay. Because so far this feels really good. And I think I got Poseidon's ult and I killed him, which is super good considering he was one of the fed ones. Or farmed ones, which had pressure because our tier 1 tower in mid lane is gone. Yeah, I'm just super strong right now, same with King Arthur. Yeah, so I'm going Shifters simply because it got a big buff, so you essentially gain like, I think it's like 50 protections or something when you're under a certain amount of HP. And otherwise it gives you extra power. And it just got buffed to the point where I think it's super strong on someone like Fenrir, who usually like goes in and takes a bit of damage before killing someone. And if he then can just keep on fighting, it's, yeah, he'll be a strong boy. So stat wise, I think it's just a really good item in general, which is why I'm picking it up. And like I said, I've also, okay, I deleted her actually. Oh, poor thing, he didn't even use an ability. She could have, I don't know if she had ult, but she could have probably easily gone over it if she just done me or something. To be fair, I could have beads, but if she was dead anyways, like, she'd prefer to just force my beads, but she didn't for some reason. One issue I had was warding, because I really had no idea where to ward essentially, so I just kind of placed them wherever I could that I thought were like good spots. Okay, good play by us, great ult by Curbs and Wizilla. I'm probably just gonna stun her, right? Okay, I missed my stun, that's unfortunate. Could have probably given that kill to Zilla. So they have 3 people dead, so yeah, I think going for gold is a good call by me here. Not gonna lose that wave entirely because of minions, I don't think. We might actually, but it doesn't really matter, gold is more essential anyways. Okay, so she just ulted my ult, which I think is fine, because we have secure for this anyways. Probably I should have thought of something better, because forcing my ult for Arachnis really isn't a good trade, considering I'm 3 levels ahead. And I'm pretty fed at this point. Especially gold-wise, not necessarily XP-wise. So yeah, the thing is, I'll probably help Zilla with red buff, then take XP camp, and then clear my left side. So I'll get a lot of farm from this, which is huge, I would imagine. Yeah, I feel like farming is so much easier on this map. Like, you're always basically doing something. There's never like dead time where you can't just like roam around waiting for something to happen. Okay, so Executioner got buffed and is actually back into the meta. Also Atlantis buff got nerfed by 10% pen, I think. And I think Executioner now gives you 7% pen and it stacks up to 4 times, which is essentially essentially so I think Executioner has like 7% pen and it stacks up to 4 times considering how many basics we hit, so that's a that's 28% pen at its most, which is kind of insane, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm just trying to pick it up on Fen, simply because tier 2 of my starter gives me 35% attack speed, and if you combine that with Executioner I essentially have like 2 in attack speed considering my bruiser build as well, which will just make me shred people. I also want to see how well that would do against someone like Dance or Arachne in the jungle. So I think just pushing tier 1 is a good thing. So Poseidon is behind us. I think this is a good play and a right play to fight. Problem is we didn't have any wards, so Ansel didn't really call anything out. But yeah, I think that was the right play. It was just unfortunate that we didn't know, which probably again suggests that we should have backed off and not actually tried to kill them, although we definitely could if we just knew where they were. It's not the end of the world. We got the tier 1 and the kill on Cuckoo though. I think like the general sense right now and the general feel for the map is as simple as I think like the general feel for this and like the general thing I see people struggle the most with is simply Scorpions, and like it's a completely new mechanic and a new thing, so people kind of just like stick to the safe stuff. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Poseidon is really deep here. Like even if no one besides like Scylla was there, that's still a very risky play by Poseidon, and I'm kinda inting right now, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, we get the kill, and Arachne tried to follow and save Poseidon, which she shouldn't have done, because it just ends up with a double kill. So again, I'm kind of impressed by this build, like how it feels, because I feel very tanky, not necessarily against Poseidon, but everyone else. And I also feel like I do a lot of damage and can't really die, which is pretty good. I want to see how much I hit tower for here, because I do have pen. 122, that's really good, with 1.6 in attack speed, so I just shred stuff. One-shot minis as well. So right now, I should honestly just try to ward aggressively. Like I should have placed a ward, I didn't. Please do it on the way back. Nope, I have something to learn apparently. I always like keep my wards for way too long, which is definitely an issue. I kind of forget that I have them. Yeah, so King Arthur called this out, which is why I went there, which is really good. Because it essentially allows us to potentially kill him here. Okay, well, he'll definitely die. If Poseidon isn't super fast. I don't know, maybe. Okay, yeah, this build is nuts. And I think I'm out here as well. I have my blink available if I need it. Good rotations by my team as well to finish that up. So that's pretty huge. Yeah, so I got Executioner. Yeah, 7% stacks up to 4 times. And I think I'm going for Frostbound simply to like slow them down and gain some more HP. Because my upgraded start item will also give me 12% power, plus I do believe it's 12% protections. And if you combine that with shifters, when the passive is activated, I'm just super tanky. And I also deal a lot of damage with like... With Executioner, say I have 28% percentage pen plus Jotuns, and combine that with the fact that I'll literally have capped out on power from items, which I actually will. If I fight in the jungle and have my 2 activated, I'll be at 395, I think. And the cap is 400. Yeah, Ragnar was real close to killing me, and I just kind of fucked that up. Okay, so technically I can't get reactions by me. I'm actually going in. Oh, I'm an absolute mad lad. I think this works out though, because I have my stun. Yeah, this works out. Again, well done to my team as well for actually being there and like seeing the opportunity, which is really good. So there's so many item changes and so much stuff that's like happened. So what I'll do again is simply leave everything in the description or leave the patch notes so you guys can see for yourself. Is there like any major changes I haven't quite talked about? Actually, there is some like not necessarily gameplay stuff. Like gods being reworked. I know Persephone is being reworked like this coming season. Clans are coming back, which I actually want to try to make like this season. I want to try to make like a pretty big community server just for like future stuff that's gonna happen, because like I think Hybrids put out a roadmap for clans, and like in the end of season 8 essentially they're gonna have quite a few more features and stuff, and I think clans is something that could really help out this game if they just focus more on that side of things. Yeah, so I think just okay, oh, he is getting aggressive. Yeah, Primal Fury, definitely gonna pick that up. Thick Wave in mid. We could probably take Pyro here if I'm being honest. But I assume we're just gonna take Wave, a few buffs, and then just back. Okay, Hoi is kinda pissed for no reason. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to speed, I assume, and then just back. No. Clearing buffs. Okay, so big fight in mid happening. I do have my stuff available, so I just gotta be careful about my positioning and maybe I'll be able to do something. Okay, our team is not doing a good job. And our solo and ADC isn't actually in this fight, but I'm still doing a lot of damage, surprisingly. Just playing this safe, trying to get away when I can. Okay, good ult by me to kill King Arthur. Poseidon just did a... Okay, that's unfortunate that Dancer is there, so I'll... Jukes? Oh! No, I'm just dead to Poseidon. Oh, Kepler trying to peel. Yeah, just a really bad team fight by us. King Arthur and Howie not being in the fight. Which is unfortunate. Although I feel like Scylla and Kepler is playing really well this game. I think Howie as well, he just has some weird decision making. And I think it's kind of toxic, but I don't really know. I don't really remember too much from this game. As you can see, I picked up the starter item, which will give me a pretty big boost in jungle. You can see right now I have 174 physical protections. When I go into the jungle, it'll be like 200 or something. So we see 275 from items right now. When I go into the jungle, I should be getting 308 if I use my 2, which I won't yet. Can I use my 2? I probably won't. Basically, I'm pretty powerful considering I won 50 protections without shifters. So I'll get that 50 extra plus 12%, so I'll get 200 and something. Considering my HP as well, eventually it's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, 355 currently, 398 is my power from items. But then again, that just shreds me, so that was a terrible team fight. Okay, I think I'll just skip it, because right now I'm just dead. And how he is just getting angry. Yeah, so I finished Frostbound, so I know I'll go Runeforged eventually for boots as well, which will give me additional HP, so I'll be at around 2500 HP, which is really good considering how much power I have. So it's a weird build, but I found it to be like really effective in like most scenarios. It shreds tanks, it does well against pretty much everyone, if I'm being honest. Only thing is, if I play against a very ability heavy based mage, I gotta be very careful. Although if I get my stun off, I might just be able to kill those gods as well. Try to sneak up behind. Maybe I can get a kill. Oh, actually, oh, that is very good, actually. Probably will only get Arachne. I think it's good for me to go on Poseidon and not Arachne, because I didn't know if she had ult or not. And yeah, this is without my 2. I'm not even in the jungle, and I'm doing so much damage. Yeah, and that damage would be like even more if it was into the jungle, getting me into the jungle again. 176 without my 2 against the support player, which is just insane, really. And I can't really escape. I have my 1, I have my 3, and I have Frostbound as well, so I'm pretty good to go. Someone should probably try to body block that. Although that doesn't really matter, we'll probably get this god as well. Yep, and we should just be able to push down Phoenix and Tower here. I'm just do a little fast forward. It feels great, honestly, playing on this map. It feels really weird. Like, especially early game, I just have no idea where to go and what to do. And also, I feel like the only like jungle issue I can see. First of all, I think junglers are gonna get blamed a lot more for stuff. Simply because the enemy jungle might gank a lane and you won't be there, and if you see someone gank, you just won't get there in time, so there's no point in you trying to rotate, and people will probably just blame you for that. Great ult by Kepri, by the way. Should be able to get away. Just hope that I don't overextend and die, because that would be a pretty big issue. Okay, still out of control, that's fine. So I think junglers is gonna be blamed a lot more for people just not realizing when they actually make a mistake instead of us, or just when like an unfortunate situation happens. I think junglers will be blamed a lot more for not ganking when they're, or not counter ganking, I should say, when we really can't, because like, first of all, we won't get them in time, and if we do, like, the dual lane is probably dead already. Yeah, like, you have to be on that side of the jungle in order to counter gank, which just isn't always going to be the case, because you don't always know where the jungle is. So it's just important that you utilize trying to steal farm or do something other places on the map. But I think people will get used to that. And the only other thing is, I feel like junglers doesn't have to stay in early game in the jungle. Without going Bombast Dagger, which is one of the 3 assassin starter items, which gives you HP and mana for every buff you kill. Kind of like Assassin's Blessing. And right now I feel like that's almost a necessity. Like, I get away with it on Fenrir because he has really good clear, and because I go something that shreds buffs. But I still have to buy like potions in order to actually not do that bad. Like I said, it has 65 physical power as well and 35 protections on top of shifters, which is why it's so good. But yeah, I'm curious to see how that's gonna go, because I imagine someone with bad buff clear in the jungle is kind of forced to go Bomba Stagger. Like, I really don't see another solution to that. Not right now, anyways. Okay, that's oh, Scylla actually got that. That's beautiful. And the main damage deal is that. Okay, that's huge. We should be able to just utilize from this. I want to see how much damage I do here, actually. Once 77, I'm not even in the jungle. That is insane. I'm actually gonna almost 1v2 them, I guess. Okay, that's pretty good. We should just win the game from that, if I'm being honest, and just push mid Phoenix, which is probably gonna die to minions. And then just win the game, essentially. Yeah. I think that's game. Pretty solid game from all of us, I'd say. Really happy about the performance. Yeah, I think we just win here. I don't think Poseidon kills us. Yeah, against like a pretty solid opponent as well, or like a solid enemy team, where we did pretty well. Interesting items for sure. A lot of interesting changes. If you guys want me to make an entire video on it, I'll do that. If not, I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.